Hey guys, it's Ricky with Techbud Solutions. So thank you guys again for joining us for another Sunday Stock Talk. This is the first Sunday Stock Talk that I'm not actually broadcasting live from my usual time of 9 p.m. to 9:30. And the reason why is I'm going to be a little bit busier within the next 30 minutes. So I at least wanted to make a quick video and kind of wanted to touch base on some kind of my best practices on this week. So not only do we talk about, what's to look out for this upcoming week, but we pretty much this is pretty much for those that aren't in our group of Techbud Solutions. The link's going to be down below. You guys can join. It's a free group. You can join on Facebook. And pretty much I'm going to show you my screen right now and basically how it looks. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is pretty much the team overall. So people ask to join, I accept them. And then we have watch lists. We have people asking questions, kind of just networking with one another. But overall, it's a great environment for those that are just getting started, and for those that don't know or know absolutely nothing about trading stocks, it's just a great way to get started. You network with a bunch of like-minded individuals. Everyone has a very positive, just way of speaking to one another. And if you're not, then you get kicked off the team just because we want to promote growth. And for those that don't know too much about trading, this is the group where you. This is the group to ask questions. This is the group where you learn how to make mistakes, and then you share, your mistakes for those that are new to learn from your best practices and also from your mistakes so they don't repeat the same mistakes. So the larger the group grows, the more best practices that, we're going to be able to share with one another, and just the better environment that I believe, the more knowledge that we'll have as a group overall. But that's just a little, intro on the group. We mainly focus on trading penny stocks as of now. But then I'm going to want to expand because there's people that are starting, different startups within the group, and I'm going to be making different, just because we use GroupMe, as a messenger. I'm going to be making, different types of messenger applications, just so we have one mainly for, trading penny stocks, alerts, watch lists, and just kind of general talk for those that just want to chat with one another. But thank you guys again for taking some time off your Sunday to join us. And I'm going to do a quick couple analysis on stocks that I traded this week. I believe I hit a 80% success rate. I think I didn't trade too much. I think out of the 5 days I traded 3 or 4. And I'm going to talk to you guys about the stocks that I traded, a couple stocks that a couple of my teammates traded. And this week has been the most successful week when it comes to momentum trading. Our team had a big loss, or most of our members had a big loss when it came to trading one certain stock, and I'm going to touch base on that. And then, the following day we traded BASS, and I personally did it, but it rode up. Momentum was just right. One of our teammates just alerted it, kind of just triggered the resistance level, rode it up to that certain point. People were locking in, 40% gains, 37, 30, 10, 10, 10. And 10 is what we usually shoot for, keeping it realistic. So again, the 3 rules: it's not to hold a penny stock overnight, always setting a stop loss to secure your losses, trading stocks. So we're very realistic. When it comes to my success rate, I only trade stocks that actually see potential. Momentum trading is something that I was trying the past 2 weeks. Didn't work out too well. Didn't work out so well for me, but it's definitely something I'm going to continue to work on. I usually only trade Monday through Friday. I'm focusing on only trading from 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 in the morning, and that's because I'm Mountain Standard Time. So those are my hours of trading. The market is usually open from 6:30 in the morning to 1 o'clock in the afternoon for those in Mountain Standard Time. For those in the Eastern Standard Time, I believe it's 9 to 4 or 9:30 to 4. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do a couple technical analysis. We're going to touch base on safety nets and resistance levels, and pretty much what to look out for when it comes to critical points. And that's probably one of the biggest questions I've been asked. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay, so let's start out with PTX. PTX is one that's just showed a really strong resistance right around 55. I remember this day I was actually driving down to Phoenix, ended up spiking right 5 to 10 minutes before it closed, spiked all the way up. And again, these are penny stocks you don't hold overnight. Ended up dropping, catching around that 50. Caught at that 57 cents, and then just goes on a downward spike. If you look at a penny stock overall year to date, it just looks like it's just going down continuously, right? So these are penny stocks or worthless companies we're day traders in a sense, so we only hold for a certain amount of hours. I wouldn't even call it holding, but more as, just, I guess, holding, waiting for it to pick back up. So understanding safety nets like it is right here at 53 cents, being able to buy at the low points at 53, seeing that upward momentum, and being able to sell at 10% profit margins. This PTX this week have a 10% profit margin. Essentially, yes, it does, based on being able to go from 53 to 58 cents as it has in the past. But I'd make sure that you secure that you have a good buy, at least. So if you're holding within the day, that you could at least lock in, close to 10% profit, as it is possible buying in at 53 and selling around 58 cents, as it did, on the 7th of September. It looks like it's going just on a continuous downward spiral. So I believe the 53 cent safety net will be broken, and it will take us to the old safety, I believe, right around 42 cents. So just acknowledge that just because it's holding above 54 cents, that it doesn't mean that it won't break it, because based on its history, it's hit lows of 42, if I'm not mistaken. That's the 52-week low for PTX. So just know that set your stop losses, secure your gains when you're in the green, and just keep it realistic. Don't trade according to hype, but make sure you're trading according to your own analysis when it comes to trading any type of penny stock, no matter what you're trading. Next one, TNXP. This is actually the one that really it pissed me off, and the reason it pissed me off is because I thought I got a good one. So if you go within the past 5 days, it had a huge drop, and I was just waiting for that break of it to pick up. I'm pretty much going to sit out for TNXP, at least for now, just because it was my only stock that I traded that was not successful. And the reason why is I was hoping for it to pick back up that $1.10 point and break that critical point, and then ride back up to the almost $2 range. And this is pretty much what we tend to look out for. So these are called critical points in hope of, this is the unknown area. So if we go year to date, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it has gone in between, internet loads, above $2, and all of a sudden it had a huge drop, and I believe it had something to do with it not approving its new product, something that had, I believe I read a little bit into it, and it had to do with a certain type of drug that they're releasing. Something happened with the label, it was mislabeled, led to a huge drop, as you can see, and it's pretty new. So pretty much what I'd say with this one, when you're comfortable, so when it's showing upward momentum, therefore right now it's sitting around 78 cents. So if we go into a 2-day period more into it, it has a low at 77 cents. So you could essentially set your limit order to buy at 77, ride it up. You would essentially have to be selling at a 10% profit, which is a 7-cent gain. Has it ever done that within 10 days, within 1 day? No. So I'd say sit out for TNXP until the volume picks up. I really do believe that this one's going to continue picking back up. It just has to set its nice safety and then start picking up. And again, this is only a 5-day graph. If we go to a 10-day graph, within those 5 days, it had this huge drop. So I'm going to be waiting. I'm going to set my alert when it passes $1 or goes above $1. Therefore, that I know it's picking up, and it might break this $1.10 resistance. And with that, I can ride that up and realistically break it, and most likely the volume's going to pick up based on this being an unknown area, like we saw on CIE, XCOM, bunch of different stocks overall. When it breaks these critical points of unknown area, it tends to pick back up to the old safety, or which is right here at that $2.10 mark. So this is pretty much what I'm going to be trying to bank on. TNXP is one that I'd set my alerts on, and just set your watch list, or add it to your watch list, and trade according to proper technical analysis. TMNP. This is not one that I traded, but it is one of the stocks that our teammates traded. When it broke the safety at 34 cents, some of our teammates were buying in. I personally did not, and let me go ahead and I believe it was this one. No, it wasn't this one. I do remember this one now. This is TMNV. This one is when it broke and it opened at a high. It's just been going on a downward spiral. Right now it's at the old resistance, which is now the new safety. I'd expect it to come back down within the end of next week, down to the 30-cent mark, and just kind of wait. Set your alerts when it goes below 34, as it's now going to be trading between this level 1, level 2, level 3. It's going to be trading level 1 trading area. So set your alert for IMNP. and trade according to your technical analysis. Bass is one that we traded. This one was ridiculous. It pissed me off because I wasn't able to hop on. So when it comes to trading, no matter how much money you have in your brokerage company, so I use Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, and Robinhood. I have, a little bit over $15,000 that I invest or have in my accounts. Actively, I only risked $2,000 at a time. So I had $2,000 in Rex. Therefore, even though I saw a lot of potential with Bass hitting 40 cents and picking up and almost 100% sure that it was going to hit 50 cents based on, just the volume that was going on. Pretty much our teammates alerted everyone. People were hopping in based on how disciplined I was trying to stay. I didn't want to buy anymore based on me only wanting to risk $2,000 at a time. And therefore, since I had $2,000 invested in Rex, I stayed away from any other stock. And, it meant that, I wasn't able to jump into Bass. Some of our teammates were able to lock in 10, 20%. And for me, I locked in 5% when it came to rest. But, it's always about staying disciplined. In the long run, you want to make sure that you're staying realistic, that just because, you see a lot of potential in a certain stock and you're investing in another stock, you don't want to risk, twice the amount of money and then possibly end up losing, twice as much as what you're comfortable losing. So that's pretty much my tip for this week, making sure that you stay disciplined according to, how much you're willing to risk, no matter how big your account is, and understanding that you should only be trading stocks that where a good buy-in and good safety net or good resistance level is. So based on us knowing that this is an old safety at 40 cents, when it picked up, hit 50, came back down, was hitting 40 cents, we let the team know that it was going to start picking back up. It did that, and the volume just went crazy. Hit highs of 75, which is almost 100% gain, which really, really pissed me off. But you can never predict these. It's mainly going off your technical analysis and trying to lock in realistic 10% gains. Congrats to all our traders that were able to lock in their 10, 20, 30% profits for Bass. And yeah, just trade accordingly. It looks like now it's going to break this safety at 55. I'd expect it to come back down around that 40-cent mark, 45 by the end of the week. Or at least touch on that 50-cent mark, just because that's an old resistance level. So most likely we'll break 56 and come back down to 50. Rex is one that I traded. This one has just been pissing me off because right now, after hours, it's sitting right at 53 cents, which means, that's technically a good buy-in, as it tends to hold always above 53 cents. 53 cents. There's a 52-week low at 48 cents. So just know that, but it really usually doesn't end up going to 48 cents. So just trade according to, if it hits 53 and it holds and starts picking up, sell within 5 to 10% of profit. Rex is one that I trade quite often, but I'd also just kind of hint on the fact that it's never stayed, this low for such a long time. So I'm thinking that it's going to start setting new safety nets, which means that it's going to continue to drop. So just trade according to, even though it does have a lot of potential based on, like year to date, it tends to hold above 60 cents. Traders, we're not here to hold. Trade according to your technical analysis and stay disciplined. So only trade stocks that have 10% potential, and always lock in your gains and make sure you set your stop losses. So let me go ahead and actually, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about, our group. So for those, this is actually our group me, which is only the people that trade actively that are in this group. So for those that are in our Facebook group, if you guys are not in this or would like to join, please message me. You guys can comment below, and then I can add you once I approve your account or your profile. And pretty much I just want to make sure that you're gonna promote growth to all the new members. I want it to be a very positive environment, and ensuring that all the new traders don't get discouraged based on some I guess criticism that you might inflict on them. So pretty much we try once a week to just kind of pump these guys up. And they had a pretty big loss when it came to trading a certain stock within the week. Wrote a little message to them, and everyone it's just a great environment. Everyone's talking about how grateful they are that literally this is the best group that they've been in. They wanted to trade for such a long time. This group kind of just sparked their interest and their knowledge in it, and it's just a great environment overall. And if you guys have ever wanted to just get started when it comes to trading penny stocks, I think that this is definitely the group to start out with. It's free. As of now, we're really going to be expanding. I'm working with different students to work on different projects when it comes to being a little bit more intuitive for different parts of trading, when it comes to day trading, when it comes to alerts, when it comes to investing and networking, and just wanting to talk to one another, because I find it very interesting on how this is more of almost like a family when it comes to the people that are in the group. And we have different people that we look up to. Jetson is a huge trader that has one of the larger accounts in our group, and he's someone that, you know, when I'm not actively trading, since I've been trying to trade only from 6:30 to 8:30 in the morning, he is there, you know, constantly just sending out little messages, you know, congrats to this person. Just it's a great environment. And for those that want to get started, I definitely, you know, encourage you guys. You guys can join for free on Facebook, and if you guys want to join our group, just message me, and then I'll go ahead and throw you in there. And if you guys have any suggestions, you know, on if you guys are already in the group or have some ideas on how to make it better, reach out to me. I want to make this group the most beneficial. I want it to be a tool that you guys can utilize to be successful. And we have a lot more to come. I'm going to be making a little bit more videos when it comes to cars, now that I have kind of my school a little bit more on check in a sense, because it was kind of hard getting back into, you know, trading. Not back into trading, but getting back into school, you know, being able to manage my job, you know, trading, and then other jobs that I have going on. So but thank you guys for being so patient, being able to hold this group up. And tomorrow, again, market opens from 6:30 to 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, Mountain Standard Time. So let's make sure we start out on a good note. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to put my email. You guys can feel free to reach out to me if you guys have any questions. I am backed up with emails and messages and people trying to get into the group. So please give me a couple of days and I will get back to all of you. So if you guys have any questions, reach out to me. Thank you guys again so much, and happy trading.